Everyone, so we're going to start working on your own movie posters today. And over the next few classes, you're going to make a few different versions of your poster. And then you can choose the best one as your design solution. I've made some different versions of an Ironman poster to show you an example. And in the next slide, I'm going to look at the brief that I set myself. So this is the top part of the design brief that I set for myself, and you can see that I have put the word Ironman in there where it said the film of your choice before. I've decided that I'm not going to use more than two colours as well as black and white. Remember, black and white don't count as colours, so I'm just going to use two actual colours. The design must use a combination of imagery and text. The design must communicate its message clearly, gain and maintain the viewer's attention, and encourage the viewer to watch the movie. So it's got to be exciting in some way. I've decided that my design should appeal to teenagers, and the deadline is for the end of March, but we'll ignore that just now. So if you have not completed your design brief, and the information I need you to put in is the name of the film you want to do, how many colours you are limited to, your maximum is five, I think I said, no more than five, um, but you can limit it even more than that. And what kind of audience is this for? Now, don't just say everyone, because adults don't like the same kind of things as children. So a design that appeals to everybody actually appeals to nobody. So think, is it for adults, teenagers, young children? And then you'll make your design that suits that kind of person. And this is the bottom half of the design brief. Now, for you guys, I filled out the top three questions for you because you know that we're going to take inspiration from Cassandre. We also, from all your research and analysis, we know that Cassandre uses bold geometric shapes and he uses tonal gradients in his work. He also uses limited colours as well. We're going to use pages, and you've already had a practice at using pages and using bold geometric shapes and tonal gradients in pages, so you all know what you're doing there. And then I asked you to say what you know about the film, and that's probably going to help you make your poster and find images. So what do I know about Iron Man? Well, I know that Iron Man is actually Tony Stark. I know he lives in New York, and I know he flies extremely fast. My next job was to collect some images related to the film. That's the next slide. And I have collected three images relating to Iron Man. I've tried not to take them all from the film, so I've taken a picture of Iron Man himself from the comics for reference. I've got a picture of Tony Stark from the film because it's the film I'm advertising, again for reference, and a picture of New York City. And I'm going to try and now recreate bits and bobs of those images and put them together as a design. Okay, I'm going to use pages to do that. This is the first design I made, and I made an Iron Man face, well, half an Iron Man face, and you can see the simple shapes in there. It's just triangles and squares and things. And then I made a Tony Stark face, put them together to show that they're really the same person. So that tells us a wee bit about the film and maybe makes us a bit curious about it. I also did this thing in the front that looks like it's meant to look like Iron Man flying either towards us or away from us. That gives us an idea that he moves quite quickly. And I've put in New York. I quite like the way I've got Iron Man and Tony Stark floating above New York because it makes them look more important than the city and establishes them as the kind of saviours of the city. So that's my first attempt. And now, in the next few slides, I'm going to refine it a little bit and show you some other versions. So I decided that the kind of round face that I'd given Tony Stark made him look a wee bit too much like a Playmobil guy or something. So I got rid of that, but I kept the beard and the eyes. And I've played, as you can see, between the different pictures, I've played with the angle of the different parts of the beard and the way I've put the beard together. In the first picture, I've obviously got rid of the face and I've faded the end of the the speeding thing out a wee bit. I've put text into these, but don't worry about text just now. I don't want you putting in text. Okay, I'll show you how to do that in a different lesson. Just work on your image today. So try and combine a few different images to tell something about your film. In the middle one, I have used a wee bit more of these tonal gradients. So I've got some shininess in the helmet and the mouth of the helmet. You can see I've faded that out a wee bit as well. So I've got to choose between those two. And then in the last one, I've not used any tonal gradients, which is not very Cassandre. Tried to make it even more minimal. Might even be a little bit too minimal in that one. So today, work on imagery, and we'll add the lettering later. Think about how you're going to use shapes and pages to build your images. You're going to have to experiment, try things out. Not everything will work. You have to be patient, you have to look at what you're doing, and you have to see what you can make. Remember, when you add two shapes of the same colour, you can't see where one shape ends and the other one begins, so you can make more complex shapes that way. Think about how you're going to combine images. So from your brief, when you said you collected images and you thought a little bit about the film, think about what bits of imagery can you use that can tell people enough about the film to get them interested, but not so much that it spoils it. So like I said, keep looking. You've got to keep looking at what you do, trying it out, and screenshotting your work in progress. When I made my work, I took lots of screenshots along the way, and then you can even use those screenshots to make making your work a bit easier. For you guys, this is experimentation. Okay, this is you trying things out. There is no one way to do this. In fact, there is no way to do it until you figure out the way to do it. Okay, good luck with it. I'm looking forward to seeing your work.